Speaking of BC, what a game it was last week between the RedBlacks and the Lions, and it was Dustin Crum completing the Crum back for Ottawa. And yeah, BC giving up 31 points in the second half of that ball game, and we've been saying this has been a major Achilles heel for this team lately. And if there was a day for that to be put in the rearview mirror and focusing ahead, because you just mentioned it, Milt, this is a very important game for the BC Lions here tonight, as well as the Ottawa RedBlacks, both trying to stay in the race when it comes to their respective playoff divisions.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at the Ottawa RedBlacks, you know, this is a team that is trying to build confidence. It's trying to build off of what happened last week. And I don't know if the BC Lions defense is going to allow what happened last week again this tonight. If they do, my goodness, Coach Benavides is going to be on this a lot of heat. But listen, Ottawa RedBlacks right now, they have a lot of confidence that they're building within each other. The receivers over there, they're yelling at Dustin Crum right now saying, throw it up. The same thing's going to happen this week.
Yeah. In professional sports, I think we've all been in locker room where you realize that a game is extremely important to a lot of our jobs. And for the BC Lions, the defense, this is one of those games. They know that if they don't find a way to get it done, that secondary, that defense, they have to find ways to they have to make moves, and that's the reality of this game. And I'm not saying where it comes, but you just know that in a spot like this at home against Ottawa, if this defense doesn't step up, you're not going to see the same faces on that defense the following week.
And there's no questions about the offense.
Yep.
Ted Gavaya, obviously this has been a big topic here today, but unfortunately passed away earlier in the day after losing his battle with cancer. We know he has connections to the Ticats and the Bombers, the two teams that we saw in our first game of the doubleheader. The BC area, no exception either, as he is a former head coach at UBC. Let's go to Vancouver now and BC Place, where they're holding a moment of silence for the three-time Grey Cup winner.
The BC Lions and the entire CFL family were heartbroken to learn of the passing of Hamilton Tiger Cats general manager Ted Gavaya. Ted was an beloved member of our football community whose impact on the game stretched from coast to coast. He served as both offensive coordinator and head coach of the UBC Thunderbirds before going on to work with the Toronto Argonauts, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and Hamilton Tiger Cats. On behalf of the BC Lions and the Ottawa RedBlacks, we extend our heartfelt condolences to Ted's family, friends, and loved ones during this difficult time. We now ask that you please join us in a moment of silence in memory of Ted.
Welcome to Vancouver for the second half of our Friday Night Football doubleheader, where the Lions welcome the RedBlacks to the West Coast. It's the second half of a home-and-home with Ottawa storming back to pick up a thrilling 34-33 victory last week. Dustin Crum, excellent in the second half, and he gets a start again here tonight.
Gets another start tonight for the RedBlacks. He is 2-2 this season for Ottawa. Last week threw the ball for a career-high 301 yards in the come-from-behind win over BC. The Lions offense, led by Nathan Rourke, has scored over 30 points in 5 straight games, but only won 2 of them. Rourke has thrown for over 300 yards in 7 of his 10 starts.
But Pierce and his Lions, they've lost 2 in a row, and they are 2-4 in their last 6. So they are trying to find some consistency at this point of the season. Bob Dyson, his RedBlacks, 3 of their 4 wins this year have actually come against the West. Ottawa won the toss, wants the ball, they will get it. The roof is open here at BC Place, and if last week was any indication what these two teams can bring to the table, we should be in for a good one here on a Friday night, shouldn't we?
Let's have a little fun.
Dustin Crum, just a monster second half. Nathan Rourke's having a fabulous season so far. Excited to see those two guys go head-to-head here tonight, and we are underway in Vancouver. Thank you very much for joining us. Pimpleton takes it at the 20. Little hesitation and pushes it out for about 6 or 7 more yards on that return. And let's get a look at Dustin Crum.
Well, we know what he can do running the football. We've seen that throughout his short journey so far as a starting quarterback when he's got that opportunity. 2-2. He's 5-13 all time as a starter in the CFL. And .500 against the Lions. He's 1-1, one loss last year, and of course last week led the team to that come-from-behind win, and the big throw was just a few seconds on the clock to Geno Lewis.
Career high, 301 yards last week, 69 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air, and they'll get it started here. Pump fake, down the field, wide open, off the hands of the intended target. Akunavanu would like another crack at that one.
Boy, it was a great route, too. They got him on a double move right here. Just a little in cut and then down the sideline, and was wide open in behind coverage. I mean, he was gone. Akunavanu had a 10-yard lead and just missed.
Would have started this game with a bang indeed. Instead, it's 2nd and 10 from Ottawa's 36. Crum in trouble, taken down early. They get home. Matthew Betts finishes the deal.
A couple of premier pass rushers in this game that by their standards have had a underwhelming season, and Matthew Betts is one of them. 4 sacks on the season coming in. If he gets credit for this one, it'll be his 5th. But this is a guy who had 18 in the season a couple years ago.
Jackson Finley was in on that tackle as well. Brought some pressure from the secondary. Leone boots it away. This will bounce. And picked up, 42-yard kick just outside the 40. And the return, first of the day for McGee. There's Nathan Rourke looking to get this team back into the win column.
Well, just under 60 yards from second spot in the all-time Canadian passing list in a single season. He's over 3,000 yards, on pace for 5,000 yards passing this year. And as I mentioned off the top, the offense has scored over 30 points in 5 straight games and only won 2 of those. Football is the ultimate team game, and I think the Lions need a little help from their defense.
They've had leads of 11, and 17 that have slipped away from them recently. Early completion. Past midfield into the hands of Catoy.
Chris Slugger will move on the O-line out to tackle, and Anu Una is going to play inside at the guard. Just the 5th start for Una inside. That's going to be their offensive line, and the got 2 league leaders coming into this week's games. It's Keon Hatcher leading the receivers coming in. It sounds like Kenny Lawler passed him in the previous game, but 2 leaders coming in, including James Butler.
16 yards for Catoy. He had just 1 catch last week for 10 yards, so he's already surpassed that. Rourke from the pocket, down the field. Nice move by McInnes, finds a little space for himself. How about a hurdle here in the early going in Vancouver?
McInnes on the outside of a trips formation and lots of pre-snap motion. Just he comes in on that curl, pretty well covered. Just a little stumble there on the close from Priester, and then some nice yards after the catch.
22 yards for McInnes, 16 for Catoy. Before that, Lions marching early. Now they'll give it to Butler. Makes a move, lunges ahead. A pretty good pickup on the ground on first down. Let's take a look at the RedBlacks defense.
We had a great conversation this week with Mike Wakefield. 3 quarterback sacks, leads his team with Bryce Carter. They're both tied. Wakefield can be tough to handle in the interior of that D line. And Lucas Cormier, an interception versus Nathan Rourke last week. And take a look in the secondary. DeAndre Lamont has played 3 different positions in the secondary, and they've gone through a lot of different looks back there trying to find the right combination.
2nd and 3. Rourke looks to his left, locks in over there, has a man near side. That's Riley Pickett, and they'll get the fullback involved early in this one.
Yeah, tendency breaker. Fullback is in there for what is usually sort of a running play to James Butler for extra blocking help, but every now and then you want to keep the defense honest with a tendency breaker, get your fullback out and get him the ball.
BC 63% in the red zone this season. Looking to strike first here against Ottawa in a rematch. Empty backfield for Rourke. Throws it towards the end zone, and there's a flag at the end of the play. He was trying to find Hatcher, defended by Priester, and a flag does fly.
Former Argo was in tight coverage on Keon Hatcher. He's not sure why that was a penalty, if it is in fact against Priester. Let's take a look at a nice ISO look of it here. A dig route, a little early contact.
Defensive pass interference, Ottawa number 23. The ball be placed at the 1 yard line, first down for BC.
Officials thought it was enough.
That left arm around the body as he tried to cut past him, I guess.
Yeah, well, the standard of the rule is if that left arm twists Keon Hatcher, then it is impeding him to the ball. And the officials, through that replay, felt like it was enough.
Jeremiah Mazzoli into the game, looking for the end zone. 2 rushing touchdowns on the year for Mazzoli. He bobbles this one, he's in trouble, and he's taken down. They'll lose a couple of yards on that play.
Take a look at the exchange. Under center. Just mishandled. Looked like it was snapped where it was supposed to be snapped. Michael Couture, they're lucky at this good drive to start the game here at home in the rematch on the doorstep. That could have gone the other way quickly.
Well, they'll leave Mazzoli in. They'll line up again, but this is from the Ottawa 3. They'll hand it off, and that looks like it's denied. RedBlacks defense steps up and stops Butler.
A little surprising that we didn't see Nathan Rourke back in the game on 2nd and 3.
I saw a couple of offensive guys start to trot out, and they said, no, we'll leave Mazzoli in here.
You know, unless it was, you know, Buck Pierce who's calling the plays, the head coach, also the offensive coordinators, who says, well, if Nathan was in there, we're going to give it to James Butler anyway.
Darius Pickett with the tackle. It'll be 3rd and goal from the Ottawa 2. Could be a huge stop for the RedBlacks early in this one. Mazzoli, Butler over the top towards the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. James Butler finishes the job. 3rd time's the charm. And BC's on top early.
Well, in that it worked. I know there's a lot of people saying, oh, good for Buck Pierce going for it on 3rd down. And basically long 3 yards from pay dirt. And again, though, a gutsy call to go on 3rd down there, not take the field goal, but inside the 5, aggressively play calling, goes to James Butler, and he goes over the top for the major.
Excellent drive for BC to open this game. Just over 4 minutes. 8 plays, 65 yards. And Sean White knocks one home. Lions up 7-0 in the early going. That's a league-leading 10th rushing touchdown of the year for James Butler as his big season continues.
Drive for the BC Lions to open this game starts on their own 45. So excellent field position for Nathan Rourke to go to work. He finds Gatoy. And then Justin McInnes for a couple of catches. McInnes had a big game last week against Ottawa with 7 catches for 148 yards. That drive capped off by James Butler.
Shout out my mama. Shout out my O-line, man. Let's keep it going.
First to 10 rushing touchdowns in the league this year. He and Crum actually tied at 9 coming into it. Pimpleton takes it in the 15. Good burst to the 30. And he'll be wrapped up just shy of the 35. Dustin Crum finds himself trailing early. He's been able to overcome that a few times in his career. He'll have the ball when we return. Heck of a finish to the game last week for Dustin Crum, doing it with his legs and through the air. Dude, when he's on, he's fun to watch, isn't he?
Yeah, and you know, we talked at length with Tommy Condell, the offensive coordinator in Ottawa, about his throwing of the football. We all know how well he can run it. But he had, as you mentioned, a career-high 301 yards passing. Kept an even keel throughout the entire, even when they were down by 17. Last-second throw to Gino Lewis wins it.
He'll move to his right, finds Hardy, and that'll be a first down for the visitors. Let's take a look at Ottawa's offense.
Up front, Peter Godber is back. He was drafted by the BC Lions back in 2018, third overall pick. Godber now the center and leader of that offensive line. And then there's the guy was the hero. And boy, did he do some trash talking with Gary Peters before and after that game.
Something to monitor as Gary Peters at the bottom of your screen working against Keelan White on this play. Empty backfield for Crum. Gets it away quickly. And has another completion, this time to Braylon Addison. Let's look at BC's D.
Completely different D-line than you're used to seeing. Levi Bell gets a chance to play at defensive end. Real interested to see how he does in his first game. You look back to Josh Woods, who's finally settling in after coming back from that injury at linebacker. And yeah, he's going to start. He was a game-time decision, but Gary Peters starts in the short side corner. And we'll see when he gets matched up with Gino Lewis what goes on down there.
A couple of interceptions on the season for Peters. Crum looks to his left, throws to his left, has Hardy, little bit of space, trying to push it ahead. Great effort from Hardy, right to that first down marker. That could be a fresh set.
There's, you know, a good start to this second drive for Dustin Crum, who, as I mentioned, when we talked to Tommy Condell, said he's improved in the passing game so much. It's been a fantastic evolution to watch. Talked about his calmer footwork. Talked about how his eyes are absorbing the pictures that he sees. And he's keeping the shoulder and the throwing angle steady and consistent. Just fundamentals that he's improved upon over this last couple of seasons.
From midfield, a little bit of pressure. Crum takes off. Flags fly, 3 of them. As he tries to push ahead, he'd be stopped short of the first down, about 8 or 9 yards. But let's sort out these flags.
Illegal contact on the receiver. BC number 23. It's a 10-yard penalty. Makes it a first down for Ottawa.
Cameron Stone, the guilty party.
Excellent drive already for Ottawa to have an answer for Nathan Rourke out of the gate.
An important response for sure, moving this down at least in the field goal range.
There's your illegal contact way downfield.
Ottawa works from the Lion 45. Crum. Addison, spin move at the 40, wrapped up and taken down by Beaulieu. It was an interesting game last week for Crum. Finished strong, did not start well.
No, he didn't start well, but that's one of the impressive parts about Dustin Crum is that he has that even-keeled approach. This isn't the first time he's come from behind to win a game. And even though it wasn't going well offensively for Ottawa in the first half last week, he stuck with it, kept with the fundamentals, and had a big second half.
Yeah, they're called Crum backs, not Crum starts. But they'll look for one here. That'll be incomplete. Ottawa is a curious group because they finish games very strongly. But in their last 6 first quarters, they've been outscored 51-1.
Yeah, and Braylon Addison is signaling to Dice to challenge this. He feels like there was pass interference in a big way from Gary Peters. And Coach Dice is going to keep that challenge flag in his pocket for now.
He had it ready, didn't he?
He was ready. That's the signal.
Must have been told otherwise. 47-yard attempt. for Lewis Ward, just inside that left hash. That is up. And the Ottawa RedBlacks have points. 3 in the first quarter here. That's 2 more than their last 6 first quarters combined. Nathan Rourke among the league leaders in passing yards. He'll have the ball when we return to Vancouver. Dustin Crum, Nathan Rourke, familiar foes all the way back to their college days. For more on that, down to Farhan Lalji.
Yeah, last week's game wasn't the first time the two men have played each other. That came back in 2019 in college when Rourke's Ohio Bobcats knocked off Kent State and Dustin Crum 45-38. There was over 1,000 yards of offense in that game. Each man was responsible for 4 touchdowns. They really lit it up, and they visited briefly about that game on the field after the last one. Rourke kept an eye on Crum when he was a rookie. He really admired what he did in the MAC. Same thing went the other way. And Crum really appreciated how Rourke didn't rely on his legs too much early in his career, something he's now believing he can do with a more balanced approach to the game.
Excellent background there, yeah.
Yeah, and we mentioned his improvement, Crum's improvement in throwing the football throughout this season and how excited Tommy Condell is with that. But what about the numbers between these two guys? There's the running ability of Rourke that Farhan talked about, but the numbers in that game, Ohio against Kent State, Crum with 262 and 4 touchdown passes, 96 yards rushing. Nathan Rourke, 342 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 79 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. Like, I mean, that's a video game.
First down for BC. McInnes will slide over the slot to the right of Rourke. Looks to his left, throws in that direction. And he's got another completion, this time getting Eberhardt involved.
Well, Nathan Rourke has now become the number 2 all-time leading passer for Canadian, just behind Russ Jackson. And if he has a big night tonight, he needs 346. But if he has a big night, he'll become the all-time leader.
In a season, Rourke now second among Canadian quarterbacks. 2nd and 2 is what they're facing this time. They'll go Butler, right up the middle. Look at that run, down inside the 40, almost to the 35. Heavy contact along the way, but unable to slow down Butler.
Just chugging and turning and keeping the feet live really is what this run is all about from James Butler. Just keep the feet live, protect the football, 2 hands across it. He knew going between the A-gap, between center and guard, that he's going to see some contact through that gap.
9 more for Butler. Heavy workload this season in that BC backfield. Back to him again. Short pickup before he's driven back. Holden in on the play.
That's the other guy I mentioned off the top. By their own standards, Matthew Betts had a slow start. So did Lorenzo Malden. His first sack of the season was in week 8 versus Calgary, and it's his only one. And this is a guy who in 2022 had 17 quarterback sacks. So, I mean, it happens. And stats don't tell the whole story. It doesn't mean they're playing poorly.
He had 5 tackles and a knockdown last week. Rourke can't find anybody, in trouble, escapes, and now he's on the run to his right. He's got a little bit of space, looking for a block, takes it down inside the 20 before he steps out of bounds, and the remarkable Rourke shines again for the Lions, 18 yards.
Michael Wakefield told us about the escapability of Nathan Rourke. It's one thing they've got to concentrate on as a defensive front, is just make sure you wrap him up. If you got a chance to wrap him up and get somebody's help there, you get a better chance of getting him down. That was an 18-yard run when he should have been sacked.
Carter looked like he had him, but Rourke, other ideas. Back in the red zone, 2nd time today. 4 options to the left for Rourke, throws to the right, inside the 5, pushing towards the
Hatcher. Little subtle at the top of the route. Little subtle move from Hatcher makes the big difference. He comes back to the ball. He's already got nice separation on his man, but there's that pro in Keon Hatcher that takes him back a step to make sure he secures the catch, and no DB, including the safety, Lamont, could get involved.
Fifth touchdown of the year for Keon Hatcher. And Sean White puts another one through. Lions lead 14-3. What a drive. 7 plays, 70 yards, a little magic from Rourke, and a touchdown for Hatcher. 14 quick points for Nathan Rourke. How much of this is on the RedBlacks defense? Let's send it down to Luke Wilson.
Yeah, Dustin, you said it. Right now, it's a bit of a strange philosophy for me, and I think right now, if you're Will Fields, the defensive coordinator for the RedBlacks, you got to tighten the zone up. I understand playing, zone coverage against Nathan Rourke, but this is the first play of the game here. You bring Priester, a veteran guy like Rourke's going to sit here and say, okay, I'm throwing right into the pressure. Again, you got numbers over there. He replaces a blitzer with the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. And this, again, is the first drive. You're in this super soft shell, and McInnes makes a great play after the catch here, but it's a 10-yard hitch. Again, it's unbelievable after the catch, but the throw itself is easy. And now we're going to the fullback on 2nd and 3. There's nobody in the same stratosphere. We're giving them free first downs. Even that second drive, every completion was a very, very soft zone, and Nathan Rourke is going to feast against this. So they better tighten it up, or this thing's going to get ugly.
Yeah, Rourke has started 6 of 6, so they got to make some adjustments, or they're just going to have to keep up offensively. But we'll see. A good breakdown there from Luke, and it has, you don't want to say it's easy, but it has looked easy, right? The RedBlacks aren't making it hard on Rourke, I guess.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. And as Luke mentioned, they could do a couple of things, like show some more, get up in the line of scrimmage. Even if you're dropping into zone, start up tight, so at least you're taking his eyes, Nathan Rourke's eyes, away from that side of the field. But if they're just going to play off in that soft shell, as Luke mentioned, that guy's going to pick them apart. Any quarterback, really.
Well, yeah, play that guys are wide open 10 yards down the field. Most quarterbacks in this league are going to be able to hit them.
Yep.
Time ticks down, opening quarter. RedBlacks down 11. They'll dump it off to the running back. Stanback gets a couple of yards before the tackle is made by Josh Woods.
This is the opposite. Now, the BC Lions defense that has struggled a little bit throughout the season, well, at times not a little bit. This is a similar situation as Luke was talking about, that Ottawa's playing a little soft. Watch how quickly the close is here to make sure that this doesn't turn into an 18-yard, 20-yard gain. Quick close, recognize the back in the flat, and close it down quickly, even if you're in a zone drop.
Whistles here before the final play of the quarter.
Timeout, BC.
Well, they had the wrong personnel, it looks like, yeah. Coach Benavides not happy with a substitution there.
Yeah, they had one too many players on the field. You see, we got too many.
Yeah. Had to burn the timeout.
I don't know how you didn't see them.
Well, keep in mind that the timeouts are tied to challenges. So you don't have to waste one like that.
Second and 7 for Krupp. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Look to the left, now runs to the right. Going to be pressured, going to be taken down, nowhere to go. Matthew Betts with the sack, a flag at the end of the play.
And it was right after, it was late in the process that flag came out, and it was at the backside.
That flag didn't come out until the sack was made, really.
Yeah, and it was over there at the backside of the play. So something happened sort of after the fact. Looks like it's against the Lions.
After the play, we have a player misconduct, 15-yard penalty against BC. We're going to end the quarter, and it's going to end up, first down for Ottawa at the 50-yard line going in.
15-yarder against the Lions. Lions on top, 14-3.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. Only shooting stars break the mold.
Ted Gavai was born in Burlington, Ontario in 1970 and had football on his mind from a young age.
Yeah, Ted made such a positive influence on so many players at so many different levels. Was the director of Canadian scouting for the Argos, was hired in Winnipeg in 2013, was the director of player personnel there, big part in building that championship team in 19 and in 21 in Winnipeg and then in Hamilton. Got the job. It was really his dream job, and back home.
Diagnosed with cancer earlier in the year, a courageous fight. The entire league rallying around him all season long with Team Ted, and sadly passing away, but thought a great job in Hamilton today honoring him and his legacy.
Yeah, and you know, his legacy really is at all levels. He was a player in the CIAU at Mount Allison with the Mounties, coached at Mount Allison and Burlington Braves, was a head coach at UBC here in Vancouver. So many players in this league because of Ted Gavai. Our condolences to his entire family, and I thought it was fitting when the GM here with the BC Lions, Ryan Rigmaiden, said this on social media about Ted Gavai. I'll let the audience read it, but just at the end there to say it was always about the team is what Ted Gavai was all about.
Lasting legacy on this league, no doubt. From under a bit of pressure, trying to escape. Now he finds a man. It's Hardy. Spin move just inside the 20. He'll be tracked down from behind. But Ottawa moving the ball nicely again.
Take a look at the footwork from Dustin Crum. He takes a look, doesn't like what he sees to the play side, and keeps the play alive. One of the things that Tommy Condell mentioned is with his scrambling is, when does the throwing mission end, is the question he has for his young quarterback.
4 receivers to his right, throws to his left, his running back stand back, bit of a bobble, controlled it down inside the 10, and it'll be second and manageable for the RedBlacks.
Let's take a look at what Condell was talking about with his footwork on that play. I mean, you know, he said that early in his career, he'd be hopping, his feet would be active, and then when he went to throw, the accuracy suffered because of it. This time he settles his feet, opens that lead leg up, and is right on the money. It's a high percentage throw, but very accurate.
2nd and 3 from the BC 8 for Crum. He'll bring some heat, trying to escape. He does, down inside the 5, but no further. Boy, that pocket collapsed quickly, and he still found a way to pick up a first down.
Yeah, that was the key, and that was the good decision making. I mean, accuracy, mental and physical toughness, and decision making. Those are the characteristics of good quarterbacks. They're good in all 3 categories. And Dustin Crum makes a good decision here. He knows he can get the first down, get a new set, even if he doesn't score.
5 yards on the ground. Those are the first rushing yards from the Ottawa offense in this football game. 5-yard scramble by Crum up the middle. He's 8 for 10, 86 yards through the air. And they'll go first and goal from the BC 3. Crum, 9 rushing touchdowns on the season. This time they'll hand it off. Maybe a yard on the play, but the Lions defense holds strong for now.
Saw a little press coverage on the outside on Geno Lewis. I believe it was Gary Peters. I mean, that's a running play, but I was checking to see if they were having a conversation.
After the trash talk last week, you got to see it at some point, right? Well, Adam with the tackle and the stop on Stanback. Second and goal, though, from the 1. Dustin Crum will look to do it himself this time. Finds a way down to the end zone. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown, Ottawa! A response from the visitors. And the RedBlacks hang tight with the Lions.
Yeah, inside the 5 with this running game with William Stanback or Adeboboye for that matter. And the running ability of Dustin Crum. No surprise, everybody in the house knows that the play calls will be inside the 5 for Ottawa. And he breaks the play.
Ottawa did not want to have to settle for another field goal with the way that the Lions have worked offensively so far in this football game, and they don't have to. Dustin Crum gets the job done. That is his 10th rushing touchdown of the year, tied with James Butler, who had his 10th earlier tonight.
And by looking at him, you could not tell that they just scored a touchdown on a nice drive.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell whether they're up or down.
And that is through, and we have a 4-point game in Vancouver. 8-play, 68-yard response drive from Ottawa. Took just under 5 minutes, and they're in this thing.
Dustin Crum throwing the football, 8-play drive for 68 yards in over 4 minutes. And this is on the second play here. The question from his OC, which was, when does the throwing mission end when you scramble? Keep your eyes up, and you may find an open target. And then he let his legs do the rest of the talking.
A nice start to this game for Crum. 8 of 10 for 86 yards. His counterpart on the other side, Nathan Rourke, 6 of 6. For 85 yards, has that touchdown. This will be taken just outside the 20. And returned just short of the 45 by Robert Carter Jr. It's a beautiful Friday night on the West Coast. Thanks for joining us here on TSN. Trailer Park Boys in the owner's suite. Bubbles and Randy. I'm sorry, those guys make me laugh. I watched all the shows, they make me laugh. That's funny. Put a shirt on Randy. Cheeseburger monster. They'll hand it off here to Butler.
What a season for James Butler. On pace for one of his best years in the Canadian Football League, and this is year 5. A couple of former running backs. You got James Butler, who's come back to the Lions. He's here with Nathan Rourke in 22 and William Stanback returning as Ottawa RedBlack.
Butler coming into this one needed 55 yards for 1,000 on the season. Rourke drops it in. Waiting for it there was Berryhill, and that is his first catch of the ball game. 6th different target connected with by Rourke so far in this one.
Real nice timing between Berryhill and Nathan Rourke on this. The ball's in the air before Berryhill comes out of his break. He turns around and it arrives.
Down the field, wide open Hatcher. He'll take it inside the 5, converts the end zone stop. Just short. Almost another one for Hatcher as his monster season rolls on with 51 more yards.
Hatcher's the inside target right here, and he's going to just bend around.
Rourke will stay in, and he does it himself. Touchdown, Lions. An offense unstoppable here in the early going. This time, Nathan Rourke finishes the job. Ottawa's defense is in trouble early in this one.
Well, that was the second layer, this time in behind the linebackers and in front of the defensive backs on the throw to Hatcher. On fire tonight.
Rourke with a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. A good early start if you have him in your fantasy lineup this week. And it's 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for the Lions. This one just 3 plays, 1 minute and 46 seconds to go, 66 yards to the house.
Complementary routes here. One to pull the safety and the other Keon Hatcher to go in behind the safety. It's a straight cover 3, and watch the safety jump the inside seam route. He's going to jump up on that seam and almost like rob the curl here, and then Hatcher says, well, if you're playing a cover 3, there's got to be someone in the middle. If there's not, I'll take that. That's the big play of the drive.
70 yards for Hatcher already in this one. Pimpleton takes it at the 15. One of his better returns so far in this one. It's been a great start for the BC Lions offensively, but what else do they have to do? Let's send it back down to Luke Wilson.
Dustin, when it was 14-3, you got to remember that BC took a brutal 15-yard penalty, and Coach Benavidez was going crazy on the sideline. And what I'm saying here is when your quarterback is humming, you can't give up these sort of plays. And this one, I'll tip my cap to Crum. It's a great, off-schedule throw. But you look at this next play here. We got to have rush lane integrity. We get washed by, and a mobile quarterback's going to get you every time. And then you miss a tackle. And when you miss tackles this close, you know this is coming. So my point here is, if you're Coach Benavidez, you got to get your guys to make the plays. They're there for you to make. Don't let the Crumback strike again.
The Crumback striking again. Already talking about the Crumback, and why not? He's been excellent at it. Plus the BC Lions, as he's just talking about their defense, they've given up 30 points in 5 straight games. You know they're going to score points. They just have to stop the other team from doing it, and we'll see if they can here.
Yeah, that defense has been an issue. I mean, 9 TD drives in the last 2 games they've given up. And, of course, the big comeback last week against Ottawa in the second half. I thought they played in the first half maybe their best football of the season in Ottawa. But that second half, it all fell apart.
He'll clear it out this time for Crum. And he goes a little bit behind Addison, but a great adjustment by the veteran receiver to turn around and help out his quarterback 16 yards on the play.
Brought in TJ Lee, veteran defensive back, been in BC a lot of years, and it looks like they're trying to find the right combination so this defense will contribute in a bigger way as the season goes on and they get raced for the playoffs.
Outside of Gary Peters tonight, their entire he's first or second year guys.
Exactly.
There's not a lot of experience. There's some talent back there, but there's not a lot of experience in that secondary for the Lions. First and 10 from the BC 54. Crum fakes the handoff, turns, looks downfield. Now he's going to take off, little fake, opens up some space, slides ahead, and it's a first down for Ottawa, 11 yards for Crum.
We talked to Josh Woods this week about that defense, and he says they feel like they're getting better, that they have the good half or the good quarter, but then they have a bad penalty, or as Luke mentioned, they get out of their lane that they're supposed to be in and make sure they have that gap integrity that he talked about. And then he mentioned, and by the way, Dustin Crum is faster than he looks.
Yeah, he did say that.
And he looks fast, but he's faster when you get beside him on the field.
Wide open, Addison again, little hezzy, and that'll open up some space for another first down for Ottawa.
But, you know, when you watch him in his passing game evolve, you know, Dustin Crum can be one of the next ones. I mean, Drew Brown, see how his comeback from injury continues here. It's been back-to-back games now, but he gets that passing game on track like he has been. He'll be a very good quarterback.
Crum, pressure doesn't worry about it, spins away, finds Addison, his 6th catch of the game, and he takes it down to the 15 before Beaulieu will stop him, but 17 more, and this is what Luke was talking about with the Lions defense. Make a play here.
Yeah, and who lost contain? So is it Levi Bell that was on the outside, the newcomer on the D-line for BC? Who lost contain? Because you have a running quarterback like Crum who can run as fast as he can and get outside like that. You better keep that contained perspective.
There's an injured BC Lion just inside the 15-yard line. One of the big boys, I believe. That is Nathan Cherry, who is down. You see his face there in a little bit of pain. They're looking at his right leg or knee.
We'll show you one more example of when the throwing mission comes to an end and what they're trying to teach Crum in Ottawa. They're trying to teach him that when you do this, like not very many quarterbacks can do it, don't abandon the throwing mission. Don't think you got to tuck it as soon as you get outside of that inside pressure. Just keep your eyes upfield. And what did he find when he did that? A wide open Braylon Addison.
Things are going to open up when he starts to roll out like that.
Because the defenders are in a rock and a hard place. Are they going to go up and tackle the quarterback or stay in their coverage?
Just 2 combined incompletions between these 2 quarterbacks so far in Friday Night Football. Ottawa back inside the red zone again, working from the BC 16. Crum's going to change things up. Time ticks away, and the flag flies. Saw something he didn't like. Braylon Addison trying to make a case to the officials here, and now a conversation for Ben Major.
So Ottawa called a timeout before the time count. So timeout, Ottawa.
All right, so the RedBlacks managed to sneak in a timeout right before that clock ticked down. Saved themselves a few yards. Crum is 12 of 14 for 132 yards in the first half. Can he find the end zone again? BC sends 4. Crum gets it away. And that one almost intercepted. Probably should have been. Ronald Kent Jr. had the best crack at that. Not a RedBlack really in sight.
Yeah, accuracy a little bit off there in Dustin Crum's throw. And if you're a little bit off on a curl route on the inside, there's going to be defenders all over it. And I count 4 BC Lion jerseys.
Second and 10. Just the 3rd incompletion of the game for the RedBlacks quarterback. Crum this time. A little bit of heat. Spins away. A fake. Another one, and it'll eventually be tracked down. Couldn't find anybody down the field, and Matthew Betts gets there again. His 3rd sack of the ball game.
Well, and he's in a spy technique. So Matthew Betts is usually playing the defensive end spot, but he's inside in the interior in really a 2-point spy technique. Just sitting on the line of scrimmage, waiting for Crum to escape. There was 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Usually we only see 1 spy, but they've got 2 against this guy because he is so fast, and Matthew Betts tracks him down.
Ottawa is going to have to settle for 3, an attempted 3, which might not do the job tonight with the way the Lions are rolling offensively. Let's send it back down on the sideline to Farhan Lalji.
Yeah, you see Mike Benavides there. This is foreign territory for him. He's playing two defensive ends that have barely seen the light of day in Canadian football. Levi Bell was signed at the beginning of last week, played at the end of the week in Ottawa. Then you've got Bradley Anai, who signed at the beginning of this week. He's in the lineup as well. Benavides told me that last time he played a player that was signed at the beginning of the week and didn't know anything about the CFL, it happened when he was the head coach here in 2014. It was an offensive tackle. The result of that was an injury to Travis Lulay. Speaking to Bell, he said it was really difficult for him to get used to the yard off the ball last week because it affected the timing on his pass rush moves. He's actually had to switch which leg he puts back to time it up better. Anai, they're big fans of his heavy hands. He was with San Francisco. Johnny Holland, former CFL linebacker coach who's with the Niners, gave them a really good recommendation on him. So guys with a future, but it'll take a while.
A couple of guys getting opportunity. Can they take advantage of it for a defense desperately needs a little? Rourke down the field again. Another big chunk inside the Ottawa 50. This time it's back to McInnes. Rourke is 9 of 9 in this football game. Pretty much perfect so far.
Yeah, Rourke is nice layers here in the play calling and the route running. He's got the inside layer to McInnes. He's got the post over the top. And right now you see a lot of Ottawa Red-Black defenders just covering grass out there. They're not really closing and making it a man concept as soon as the player enters your zone.
They'll clear everybody out for Rourke this time. Ottawa sends 5. Rourke dumps it off. Another wide open man. Another first down and up and over for Everhart. His second catch of the game.
The other thing is Ottawa is not getting much pressure on Nathan Rourke. Sitting back there playing pitch and catch.
10 of 10 so far in this game is Rourke.
This young lady is our swear jar here at CFL and TSN. Someone was bad and needs to contribute. If you know me, I'm sure you're thinking it's me, but no, Davis.
The swear unicorn.
It's me? Oh, it's you, all right. Yeah, it was you.
Halftime coming up. BC Lions, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. This one deflected and will fall incomplete. That is the first incompletion of this ball game for Nathan Rourke here late in the first half.
Yeah, and to force that incompletion, they had to hit his hand before he let it go. 10 of 11. Feeling a little bit like Kent State versus Ohio.
The old flashback game, eh?
Yeah.
Well, this would be massive if Ottawa can hold them to a Sean White field goal attempt here after how BC has walked all over them so far in this one. 2.5 to play, second quarter. RedBlacks bring heat. Rourke sees it, gets it away, finds Catoy, and the big fella tries to go up. He ends up getting a little bit of a ride on the top of Brown, out of bounds, but it's 17 yards and a first down.
Yeah, I remember early in the game, Luke was talking about throwing into the pressure. Ottawa's coming with a little pressure, trying to play a little more aggressively defensively, and it's read quickly by Rourke.
Another quick one from Rourke. Goes back to Hatcher, down to the Ottawa 5.
Go back to that previous play and show you that if you're going to bring the pressure from the outside and try and bring that extra pressure out there, then Rourke is going to throw to where you left. Throw right into the teeth of the blitz.
Keon Hatcher back on top of Kenny Lawler for the league leader in receiving yards. Got 78 already in this one. It'll be 2nd and 2 from the Ottawa 5. Butler stands in behind Rourke here. They'll give it to him. Bounced off a tackle and will be stopped short of, I believe, even the first down. Looks like he got a yard, and it should be 3rd and 1.
You know, we really shouldn't be surprised at the offensive production from the BC Lions. It's been doing that all year.
Rourke keeps it himself down towards the end zone, and he's in. The Lions march on with another second rushing touchdown of the game for their quarterback, Nathan Rourke.
Like Ottawa was a little late getting to their proper alignments. Rourke kept his balance after getting clipped a little bit right at the line of scrimmage and then finishes.
Sean White for a 15-point lead. That's exactly what he does. Lions offense unstoppable here in the
Good job, fellas. Good job.
first half.
Good job. Way to get it in. Come on.
There you go. Bubbles had a little bit time wrestling as the Green Bastard back in the day.
I hear you do a Bubbles.
Well, Suits, I'm happy to be at the Lions game. I really love kitties, and I'm here with my friend Randy.
That's not bad.
Worked on that all day, man.
Good job.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Looks like they're having a good time. RedBlacks try to find some points here before the half. And don't give the ball back to the Lions. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns for BC. Pimpleton bobble, picks it up just outside the 15, and tackle immediately after that bobble. Gave them time to get down there and make a play. And no surprise, it was Patrice Rene, who's 3rd in the league in special teams tackles.
That gives your defense, if you're BC, a lift to have the special teams get down there in a hurry after the bobble from Pimpleton and then make it a long field for Dustin Crum. It's a slow start for Matthew Betts. He just made up for a slow start of the season in
3 sacks in the half.
3 sacks in the half.
And 4 coming in.
And throughout the year, he has led the league in pressures, according to PFF.
Causing issues, but not finishing a few times. This one designed quarterback right up the middle, and Crum first down. And we'll start this drive positively.
Just a man look where Micah Alway is going to empty the backfield out there to go and cover the tailback. And as soon as Dustin Crum sees no Micah Alway in the middle, he just has to pick his lane. 12-yard run.
29 yards for Crum on the ground. Just 2 for Stanback. Crum, good pass down the field. Goes right back to Addison. And Dustin Crum's big first half continues.
Trips to the field. Real accurate throw in behind the linebackers, just over the fingertips. I believe it was Alway again.
8 catches, 110 yards for Addison in the first half of this ball game. Crum's go-to guy. Has a little bit more time. Now it collapses, and he's going to be taken down. Bradley Anai gets home his first CFL sack.
There you go. Farhan talked about the newcomers, Levi Bell and Bradley Anai. And Anai's going to get home. 4-man pressure, nothing fancy really about it, just straight bull rush. But when the coverage helps out and gets the assist, no open receiver to the play side for Crum, and Anai gets home.
Looked like he was going to go with the Stanback, who was wide open, decided not to, and then just ran out of time. 2nd and 20 for Crum now. BC only sends 3. Everybody else way back, just waiting. Will drop it off to Addison, his 9th catch of the game. He takes it just outside the 50. And they will punt it away late in the quarter.
The way Nathan Rourke is playing right now, field goal range when they get the ball back here, they may have time to get there.
Dustin Crum sacked 4 times in the first half. Seven McGee back, waiting for this one. It's just the second punt of the football game. Leone lays one out there. He takes it. And he actually escapes a couple of tackles. At least momentarily. Now he's taken down. And we talk a lot about adjustments at halftime in these games. What does Ottawa have to do here to slow this guy down?
They're going to have to put more pressure on their secondary, meaning play some straight up man, maybe some zero, meaning there is no safety help in the middle, no free guy to play the football. You're in man-to-man and you're sending pressure. One more than they can block.
BC obviously content with a 15-point lead at the half.
Strategy obviously changes at 10 seconds deep in your own end for BC. Rourke wouldn't take the lead in at halftime.
Ottawa's last 2 wins were 17-point comeback versus BC, 21 against Ottawa. So it sounds awful to say it, but they're familiar with the position they're in right now.
Yeah, no question. But Nathan Rourke has been on in this first half. And Keon Hatcher, no surprise there. That race at the top, the receiver list between Keon Hatcher and Kenny Lawler, they keep one topping the other. Lawler took the lead coming in.
Hatcher took it back tonight. 3 catches, 78 yards, a touchdown. He's standing by with Farhan.
Yeah, and he's upset he didn't get the second touchdown on that last reception. Talk a bit about your first half.
You know, we came out, executed pretty well. Got to come out second half and finish, man. That's what we've been preaching all week is finish. So that's what we got to come out and do.
What about Nathan? Only 1 incompletion in that half. He's over 200 yards. It looks like he's dealing.
He's locked in. He's locked in. So got to come out second half, stay locked in, and go get this win.
Thanks for this.
Appreciate it.
Close to 250 yards from scrimmage and 3 touchdowns for Nathan Rourke and the Lions, who take a 15-point lead into the half. Laura, let's send it to you in the panel.
Nathan Rourke is definitely locked in this BC Lions team, out to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself. We've seen this time and time again over the last 5 games. 3 of their losses, they've blown double-digit leads, and I know we got a lot of football left to go, but Davis, I think the big story, and we can all agree, is the play of Nathan Rourke in that first half. He just surpassed 9,000 yards in his career last week. I mean, at this pace, it's not going to take him long to get to 10, right?
No, I mean, he's playing outstanding football. You talked about it. Farhan just mentioned it. 1 incompletion. They have not punted the ball. And you said it, over the last 5 games, 30 straight points. And 3 of those they lost. Nathan Rourke's playing MOP football. When he's playing like this, the defense just has to be average.
Yep.
But they haven't been, and that's the problem. I mean, that's the reality of what's going on with this football team. But Nathan Rourke, every week, I mean, I know, I think early on, it was seeing the young Canadian and everybody, marveling at what we have not seen for a long time, and that's a Canadian play quarterback at a high level in this league. Nathan Rourke, forget about it. I mean, if there's a better quarterback in this league, show me who he is. I'll argue it. I mean, there's other guys playing really good football right now, but I'm not putting any of them above Nathan Rourke right now.
And there's maybe 1 or 2 guys who can play with Nathan Rourke as far as the game goes. Crum is not one of them, but he's doing his best.
Yes.
He's doing his best. He's giving his best effort. He's doing everything in his power to try to keep his team in this game, and that's definitely been the case. He's making some great throws. He's running the ball. But as you mentioned, Chaz, he's going to need some help from his defense. They're going to have to get some stops because he's doing his part.
Yeah.
He's pulling out all the stops, and he's trying to get another Crum back. It's not going to be easy this second half because, as you mentioned, Nathan Rourke is on his game. But so far, so good for Crum. He just needs some help from his defense, some special teams. He needs some help somewhere if they want to have an opportunity to win this game. But he's doing his part to get his team in a position to win.
Yeah, and when you talk about this defense and what they've been able to do, they haven't been doing this season, Chaz, is definitely play some good ball. But tonight, if you look at the bright spot, you look at Matthew Betts. And Betts tonight, 3 sacks already. It's been impressive to see. He had a slow start. This is one of the guys that they want him to be an anchor on this defense. And they thought that he was going to come into the season and have the season that he's had the last few years. But he hasn't had that so far. Came into this week with 4 sacks. But just like that, he has already 7, and he's tied for second in the league tonight. And it was just funny to see when you had 2 spies added on the defense to play against Dustin Crum. It is amazing to see, but this is what they're going to need from him from now on to the rest of the season. It's going to be interesting to see for the rest of this game if there is another Crum back. Is Nathan Rourke going to play defense next week?
We just want to keep saying Crum back, that's why.
He might play defense next week.
Well, we have a doubleheader on tap again tomorrow, and we know that Nick Arbuckle will be getting the start for the Argos, but how long will he be Toronto's starter? We'll talk all about the quarterback situation when we come back as our halftime continues.
You go first, Laura.
We could all use a little change. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Back to the rules and I'll hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. Go! You'll never shine if you don't glow.
All right, for Lapo, Team Canada flag football action from Panama. Men's team facing Guatemala. This was Francois Rochelot making the catch. A nice play by the Montreal native. We knew you'd like that one, guys. Canada wins 40-6. As for the ladies, already up 28-0. It's Sarah Parker faking the handoff. Caroline Moquin-Jobert splitting the D for the score as they go on to win big as well. 56-0. Flag football back in the Olympics in LA. Will we see this trio? Can you imagine that as a flag football team? The guys at Overdrive are taking their act on the road next week on Friday. They will take over BMO Field. We know Hayes, he's the coach, he's calling the plays. Noodles, always representing the Edmonton. Big smile. O-Dog, always locked in. They'll be doing their show on site. They'll join Dustin and Glenn in the booth as well. And we can't forget about Luke Wilson, the cheerleader. So the whole gang will be there as the Argos again will take on the Alouettes. I said Bombers, which was wrong. Argos, Alouettes is the game. Got the Bombers on my brain from the early one. In any event, let's talk about the Argos. Nick Arbuckle, how about, just 6 straight 300-plus yard games? He's been rocking and rolling, MVP candidate perhaps. In any event, it sounds like Chad Kelly will be, well, soon we could see him back on the field. So that means Ryan Dinwiddie could have some decisions to make, gentlemen. Milt, are you sticking with Nick? You going with Chad? Just wait and see.
Oh, I'm sticking with Nick.
Yeah.
If he continues doing what he's doing, you can't abandon that. You know, he's been lighting it up, and I understand Chad has a lot of talent. He can play, but I don't know if he can play much better than what Nick Arbuckle is doing right now, because he's playing better almost than anyone in the league right now. So right now, I'm sticking out with Nick.
That would be a logical decision, but this is pro sports and this is business, and it's not always about logic. It's about money. It's about salaries. We have the highest paid player in the league, or the second highest paid player in the league. He's going to be out there. It would be, if Chad Kelly is fully healthy, he will be out there, which the bottom line, I don't think he's going to be fully healthy.
Yeah, that's the pressure. The pressure is going to be, how do you manage, or how do you handle how do you make a decision of putting the top paid guy on the sideline and available? That's going to be the temptation to want to put him on. But the principle is this: if you have a guy as hot as Nick Arbuckle is right now, you can't take him off.
Let me ask this though,
you can't take him.
You play with Chad. We know we see Chad. If Chad is healthy and he thinks he's healthy, and he says no, we're going with Arbuckle, I think that's a problem. I think they're going to have a problem there. Chad's not going to be happy. So
I mean anybody wouldn't be happy to play, but it's about...
if he's winning games, why are you going to take him out if he's winning games? What if you put Chad in and he struggles? Then you got to put Nick Arbuckle back in? You're going to do that?
Hey, I understand what you're saying.
If Nick starts struggling, then you put Chad in. As long as he's playing well, you keep rolling with that.
You don't keep raising your voice at me, though.
What you going to do? What you going to do?
The Argos take on the Elks in our first game of the doubleheader, and then it's...
sandwich.
You guys get Saskatchewan.
Come back.
Second half of this one coming up. What a mess, guys. What a mess.
back to a beautiful Friday night in Vancouver. The Lions leading 28-13. Braylon Addison standing by with Farhan Lalji.
Most players don't do in a game what you did in a half. 9 catches, 117 yards. What's allowed you to have that much success against this defense?
The play calls, everybody just sticking together, doing what we did all week in practice, just trying to keep it going.
You look at Dustin Crum right now. He looked very comfortable in that half. Really picked up where he left off in the last game. Are we seeing something here from this young kid?
Yeah, continued growth. We've been saying it all 3 years. He's continued to get better every year, every week, and he's showing that tonight.
Thanks, Braylon.
Thank you.
BC led by 13 at half last week. They lead by 15 this week, and they have the ball first on the return. Miggy gets taken down, and a look at Nathan Rourke, who was just outstanding in the first half.
Well, but for about 1 play, maybe 2 plays in that first half, he really didn't have much pressure. That was one of them. And he broke out of the pressure and ran for 18 yards, but was on target. His only incompletion was batted out of his hand by a defensive lineman.
The 2 quarterbacks combined 26 of 30 in the first half of this game. Rourke, 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown. Starts here in his own 39. Gets it away right over the middle. And the RedBlacks are saying no. Santos Knox says he knocked it away.
Ruling on the field's incomplete pass, 2nd down.
And they were correct. It'll be 2nd and 10. You could force a quick 2-and-out here to the RedBlacks defense. That could really change the momentum in this football game.
Take a look to see if that was caught.
Oh, yeah.
No, that definitely hit the ground.
James Butler, 21 yards on the ground. The first half stands in. Left to Rourke. Rourke down the field. Big hit coming, but it's held on to by McInnes. Team leading 4th catch of the ball game, and that is a first down for the Lions.
The accuracy of this throw from Nathan Rourke is to protect his receiver. He saw where the hit was going to come from Santos Knox, so he put it on the back shoulder of McInnes so he could protect himself.
They'll roll Rourke to his right. Another target, another completion, and another first down as he goes back to Keon Hatcher for his 4th catch of the ball game.
That little tempo as well, calling plays on the line of scrimmage so that Ottawa's sort of scrambling to get lined up right.
An empty backfield this time for Rourke. RedBlacks just sent 4. He's got some time. Down the field, one-on-one, and it's batted away. Trying to find Catoy, but Mark Milton got a hand on it.
Pretty good coverage through the whole process here for Milton, who's a former Toronto Argonaut, picked up in a trade with the Argos by Ottawa, played last week, and right there on Catoy. PBU in my category.
Pass breakup. Second and 10 on this first possession for BC.
Here they come.
RedBlacks sends 6. Rourke gets it away. Found Catoy. He'll be just shy of a first down.
So there's a blitz beater when you have not enough people up front to protect, and you know the blitz is coming, so you got to get out of your hands quickly. And here comes the blitz. Rourke's going to throw again right into the teeth of it, because if the linebacker's bailing and going on the blitz, throw it in that hole.
3rd and short. Rourke has the first down, was looking for more. Almost wanted to see if something could open up there, but the RedBlacks will slow him down, but a first down for BC, and they are just picking up where they left off in the first half.
Yeah, calling plays on the line of scrimmage, keeping this Ottawa defense off balance.
Moving quickly again. Rourke gets it away. Eberhardt turned around, got it. Another first down for the Lions. And the RedBlacks defense unable to adjust at the half, and they're getting walked over again. Back in the red zone again. Rourke dumps it off. Catoy down to the 5. 270 passing yards for Rourke.
Jaden Griffith's going to get out there and make the tackle on Catoy in the flat. And second down and give their defense a chance. But they've been off balance with this tempo offense. You can breathe in heavy there with the hand on the hip. So you know that you're trying to get some oxygen when your hands are on the hips or you're bent over.
9th play of this opening drive of the second half. 3, now 4 to the right for Rourke. Looks to the left. Dumps it off. A one-hander bobbled and falls incomplete for Catoy. And Sean White will trot onto the field for a short field goal.
Oh, interesting, because in the first half, early in the game, Buck Pierce on 3rd and 3 went for it and got the touchdown. It's a big 2 yards difference, though.
Still, with the way that they've been moving the ball,
yeah, you
thought
it's
probably
tempting,
feel pretty
isn't it?
good about it
Tempting,
if you were going to try. Sean White just shy of 94% of the year. Not sure how many have been easier than this one. Just a 13-yard chip shot. And he smokes it through. BC on top, 31-13. Could have been worse. A rare miscue by the Lions right there. Well, Dustin Crum not happy to be trailing, but actually played pretty well in the first half, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping it close. He's keeping Ottawa within striking range and did in the first half, throwing the ball. Oftentimes when Dustin Crum has started, after a half of play, his rush yards have beat his passing yards. Not in this game tonight. 164 in the first half. Just 29 rushing on 4 carries.
They've only attempted 1 rushing attempt with a running back. This time they'll go to Addison. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, possibly 2. But for the most part, it's been Crum's arm and Crum's legs so far generating the offense for Ottawa.
Yeah, William Stanback, 7th in the CFL rushing. Just 1 carry in this game so far tonight.
Addison picked up a couple, so it's 2nd and 8.
That defensive alignment, running the ball is not a bad idea, although it's 2nd and, as you said, 2nd and long.
More of a throwing down here for Crum. Addison has been busy in the slot to his right. Crum looking in that direction. Now he'll check it down to Stanback. Stanback trying to break a tackle, and an excellent effort from the running back of the RedBlacks. And that looks like a first down to me.
Yeah, in the CFL, this is like a glorified run. Instead of handing it to him, you just wait till he goes there, and then you just toss it to him. Right in front of those linebackers, give it to him there, turn around. Sort of an extension of the run game, they call it.
RedBlacks will work from their own 50. 5.5 gone, 3rd quarter. On the ground, stops for a loss. Just a 3-man front there on that BC defense. I think Tavai managed to get in and make the play. Tavai had a huge week last week.
Yeah,
6 tackles, a sack, 2 tackles for a loss.
Personal best game of the season. I said that first half for the Lions defense, thought it was probably their best of the season.
2nd and long for Crum. Lions showing a little bit of pressure, and now they'll send it. Crum backpedaling, in trouble, taken down, ball's out, Lions have it! Deontay Williams taking it back down inside the 20. Deontay Williams to the house! Lions defense makes the play! The scoop and score, and they blow it wide open at BC Place.
Adding into the rush, Deontay Williams going to join in. He's coming off the edge, and he plays the ball. I mean, he's going for the strip, not the sack. Strip first, and then try to follow through and get the sack if Crum hangs on, but got the one bounce and away he went.
Lions defense, much talked about throughout this season. Comes up with a big play there. BC's offense has been so good so far tonight. Going to be trouble for Ottawa if the defense starts to contribute like this. Williams with the strip, picks it up, takes it home.
Can't touch this. My music hits so hard, makes me say.
Crum has the ball low here on this blitz coming off the edge from Deontay Williams, but he's such a great athlete that Crum had a chance to make the tackle here. He sees that he doesn't have the ball. Now Williams has it. He's outside and running for the end zone. Watch this move. Little inside fake here and then back outside on Dustin Crum to get himself in the end zone and a defensive score.
Pimpleton on the return, wanted to cut it back, but he's hammered down on the play. Offense, defense, all coming together for the BC Lions. Canadian women, a legit contender in that World Cup. Should be a good one tomorrow. Ottawa trying to make this one a good one here tonight. Down 25, though. They'll find Gino Lewis. And Lewis, a short pickup. That's his first catch of the ball game.
Yeah, and that's a good idea. You know, a good idea for Ottawa to try and get him going. Leads their team in targets, catches, yards, average, and second down conversion. So Tommy Condell is trying to get it out there to some of his weapons.
Only went for a couple. And Crum find 8 more here. Has time. Gets it away. It'll be short. Driven back defensively by the Lions after the catch from Hardy.
Gary Peters broke hard on that one. Was close. Haven't seen Gino Lewis and Gary Peters nose to nose yet in this one tonight. Not yet, anyway.
Ottawa, 3rd and 2. Will stay on the field, down 38-13. Try to keep a drive alive here. Get themselves a little bit of life. BC sends 3. Crum still feeling the pressure, and he's taken down again. A flag on the play. Levi Bell got there, but a horse collar looks to be the call.
I believe that will be the call. I have to take a look and see if Bell had him on the outside of the shoulder pads, or did he have him in the middle of the back of the shoulder pads when he flew him. He doesn't have to go backwards for it to be a horse collar, and it can be the jersey alone.
Roughing the passer, horse collar.
Yeah.
BC number 98. It's a 15-yard penalty from the original spot and a first down for Ottawa.
Big boost for Ottawa as they try to remain in this. Got to take advantage of it now. Great rush from Bell, though. Got to the quarterback, caused an issue, but grab those pads. BC 54 for Crum. They'll hand it off. A good burst right up the middle. Out of Boboye, his first touch of the ball game. How's that work for you? First down.
Getting an opportunity to sub in for William Stanback throughout the season and rotate in, really. 52 carries coming into this game tonight. A big chunk of it.
His 5.9 yards per carry is actually tied for the best in the league so far this season. Crum, pressure in his face, dumps it off. Addison's got it. He's going to turn it upfield for a first down, and inside the 25 they go.
This was last week between Gino Lewis and Gary Peters, who was a game-time decision last week and didn't end up playing in that game.
Every time we play, he has 0 catches.
Well, he had one, and it was the winning touchdown. Got a ways to go here, though, to climb back in this one. This drive is important.
And he only has the one catch so far tonight. Earlier on this drive. Now they'll toss it back. Trying to find a little bit of room for Hardy. Short pickup on first down.
Another guy they really haven't activated here tonight. Last week he had targeted 7 times, had 4 catches. A couple 100-yard games for Justin Hardy this season, but I've seen the ball a ton tonight.
I'd like to welcome everybody joining us on TSN 4 following another edition of Sports Center. BC Lions in control right now, 38-13. Ottawa, though, looking to get back in this thing. They'll complete it far side. Spin move and a first down into the hands of White.
The Lions' strategy right now, because of the running ability of Dustin Crum, is to send just 2 pass rushers. That's why he's sitting back there and making this happen out of the pocket. Go ahead and run it, guys. I'll show you. Stop it here. 2 guys pass rushing for the BC Lions. That's it. The rest are in spy mode, staying at the line of scrimmage to be able to contain him if he takes off.
Crum's over 200 yards passing. No goal for the BC 12 here. Hardy will swing on round in behind his quarterback. Slot to the left.
Coming now.
Of Crum. Crum gets it away, looking for Hardy. Drops it in there. Incomplete. They'll say no touchdown. Hardy's saying he did it.
Well, every touchdown or potential touchdown is automatically reviewed by the replay center. They'll take a look at this to see if he got his feet in. You only need 1. He survives contact with the turf, I believe.
This potential scoring play is under review by the command center.
He got his toe down.
Replay review.
That touchdown?
He looked like he got his toe down, right?
Watch right here, right there.
And then survived contact with the turf, kept the ball off the turf.
It's a phenomenal catch.
That's a touchdown.
He knew it. He looked back up. He was like, I think I got that. Yeah, this is going to be a touchdown, we think. Got that foot down right before the rest of his leg came down.
Caught both tips of the football. That was a tough catch.
It'll be his 7th touchdown of the season. That's a team best through the air. Gives Ottawa a little bit of life. All right, let's see if we're right here. This is officially a touchdown.
Upon automatic review of a potential scoring play, the command center has determined that the player got possession in goal. Therefore, touchdown, Ottawa.
And Major nails it again.
Keelan White knew it too. He was running a route just beside Hardy and then took over there. He goes, that was in.
Pretty much had to have it, didn't they?
Ottawa hangs around. They just kind of hang around.
This is the thing, and they're going up against a BC team that in their last 3 losses blew double-digit leads in all 3 of them. Long way to go, but something for Ottawa.
Going for 2.
They'll look for 2 more. Crum tosses it underneath. Good tackle to deny. Hardy. Here's another look at it. Spectacular stuff from Hardy to get that foot down and give his RedBlacks a glimmer of hope. Well, how do the BC Lions avoid being victimized by another crumback? For more on that, back down to Luke Wilson.
Dustin, you said it. It's a bit eerie down here. It smells like another crumback is en route. And this is what I'll say. You want to avoid certain plays. There's certain things that Dustin Crum does that you can't give him. And what you want to avoid if you're BC is stuff like this. You let him scramble around and you miss a tackle right here. He gets extra yards. It's too easy. If you're gonna get Crum back, make him do things like this. Sit in the pocket and deliver the ball. And I want you to watch this from another viewpoint here. Look at the margin of error. When we pause this here, you're an inch away. It's a game of inches. Make Crum beat you like this. And we just saw the touchdown there too. And he can do it, as he said. But make it difficult on the man. This is an unbelievable catch. It's, again, inches away from being out of bounds or not caught. Don't let him scramble around by making mistakes. Keep him in the pocket and make him beat you with his arm.
Well, and that's what the Lions told us this week, is that they need to make one or two big plays defensively and make things difficult.
Oh, onside.
From an onside kick, bouncing around. Who's going to get their hands on this? Ottawa. How's that for momentum? The Red Blacks will take it right back. Uh-oh, hey? Uh-oh. Luke said it was tense before.
It's eerie down there, Luke.
How about now, Luke? How about now? Jeez.
Former BC Lion coach Rick Campbell over there dials it up. Now, I believe that was touched by the Lions. I don't think it went 10 yards until it was touched by the Lions, and then now it's a free ball.
Luke, how eerie is it now?
I'm telling you, the Ottawa sideline just went nuts. I was shocked. You can feel the crumback looming. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more fired up.
It begins.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Let's see what happens. They'll start it on the ground. Adeboboye. It's about 4 yards. Let's give you a couple more looks at this onside that Ottawa managed to execute.
Yeah, just one of those kicks that go off the turf. And I thought initially it hadn't traveled 10 yards, but that bounced at about 9. But it bounced past 10 when it was touched by an Ottawa player. So last touched out of bounds, yeah, their ball.
Great to do that, but you got to take advantage of it when you're down and being doubled up right now. Movements, flags. That won't help.
Procedure, Ottawa, number 54. We'll go back 5 yards. We'll replay second down.
Jacob Ruby, a little overzealous.
So Mike Benavides, to Luke's point, Mike Benavides in the last series played that spy technique where he rushed to drop the rest and included a couple of D linemen that were just spying Crum.
Matthew Betts has been one of those.
Matthew Betts has spied Crum. So not letting him get outside, run around, and do what he does with his legs. Make him make those tough throws in tight windows.
Adeboboye at running back to the right of Crum. Likely throwing here on a 2nd and long. And he's in trouble on the run. Out to his right. Can he find somebody? No, he's just going to have to throw it away. After that, he's drilled out of bounds, but bounces back up.
That was close to a late hit. I think the timing was close enough. Secondary contain here from the Lions. 4-man pressure there. A little surprised didn't see a flag there. Seen him for less than that before.
So you get the onside, and then it's 2 and out. Major buzzkill. Yeah, major buzzkill after the onside. It's the second 2 and out of the game. Both of them Ottawa. Leone hammers this away, way up there. And that'll be taken on the far side. McGee loses yards on this return. Couldn't find anything.
But that's, you know, Mike Benavides and this defense has at times struggled. I think in the last couple of games we've seen a couple of good quarters. But that's an indication that they're figuring it out and getting it together. Onside kick, as Luke mentioned on the sideline, tons of momentum for Ottawa. They just scored a touchdown. They got the ball back, and they go 2 and out. That's when your defense has responded to that sudden change, and he's going around tapping every one of them on the helmet.
Now can Ottawa's defense somehow, some way, make a play, make a stop? Rourke 17 of 21, 274 and a touchdown. 2 on the ground as well. Gets it away. Wide open. We've been saying it all night. Completion to Catoy, and it's another first down.
Well, to me, Ottawa's got to take some chances here. If they want to try to come back, crawl back into this game in the fourth quarter, they're going to have to send some more pressure, put a little pressure on their DBs, although when they've tried it, Rourke has thrown into the teeth of that blitz and completed a pass, but I'd rather go down swinging with a lot of pressure.
BC has scored 30 for a sixth consecutive game. This time they'll hand it off. Butler tackled after a yard, maybe two, just his 8th carry of the ball game. He has a touchdown as well. Doesn't have a catch yet. Usually he gets a little bit involved in the passing game. As far as workhorse running backs go, though, James Butler. Nobody else touches the ball. Right? It's just Butler. He does it all for this team. There's an injured BC Lion down on a knee. It's Catoy. He actually has a team high 5 catches in this ball game. Had just the 1 last week. His season high is 7. And he's sitting at 5 right now. And they're going to take a look at his right leg here with a couple of seconds left in the quarter.
Hey, well, we have a second. Congratulations to our colleague, Coach Paul LaPolice and Team Canada in the flag football tournament, the IFAF Continental Championship. They beat Guatemala. And then it was a little closer against Brazil, but 2-0 in the tournament in Pool A today. Awesome for Coach Lapo and the flag football group out there with Michael O'Connor.
I was going to say, how about that deep shot from Michael O'Connor there?
Yep, former BC Lion.
Flag football, that was the entire length of the field. He threw that one, and they end up, Lapo's unbeaten. Might be the greatest flag football coach in history.
Whoa. Let's knock on. Let's just.
Oh, no, I just said, he hasn't lost yet.
I hear you. I hear you. There's a big prize in a year or two.
Finish top 5 at this event. If they don't finish top 5 at this event, they're done.
Right.
They have to finish top 5 there. Top 5 teams will go to the Worlds. Top 6 teams from the Worlds will go to the Olympics. So I chatted with Michael O'Connor on my show in Edmonton on Tuesday. And there's a few steps here, but they're feeling very confident about what they got going on.
Nice start. 2-0 today.
A 2nd and 9 to wrap the third quarter for Rourke. Gets it away, short, incomplete. And Ottawa's defense is going to finally get off the field. BC Lions, though, in full control here at home on Friday Night Football. BC Lions scoring points once again. A lot of them are trying to lock this thing down. They lead 38-19 right now.
Yeah, but we've seen this before with Ottawa, and we've seen them come back from bigger deficits than they are here, and we'll see. Dustin Crum is that even keel. We saw him last week do exactly that, so we'll see what this fourth quarter brings, but great 3 quarters for Nathan Rourke.
Well, BC is about to punt for the first time in this football game.
Yeah.
That's how the fourth quarter is going to start.
That's how you know your offense is on.
Rourke at 286, only 5 incompletions. Crum only has 4 incompletions, 218 yards himself and a touchdown. Now Ottawa's going to have to find a way to generate a little bit of offense. Big return from Pimpleton might help. I'd like to introduce you to Carl Meyer. He's the punter for the BC Lions. Haven't seen him yet tonight. And he's going to let this fly just outside the 15. Pimpleton has to hustle. Tiptoes, steps out of bounds. Well, here it is. Overdrive will be at the scene next Friday in Toronto. Coach Hayes calling the shots.
Got the play sheet there.
Noodles used to be an assistant equipment manager when he was a kid in Edmonton.
Love it.
And O-Dog looks a little jacked. And look at this.
Couple trips to the weight room there, and then
CFL on TSN cheerleader. Luke Wilson. Luke, are you wearing that under your suit right now? I need to know.
I am.
Come on.
Dusty, you know that I've been the biggest cheerleader neighbor of all time in CFL this year. So it's very suited.
They didn't even have to specially make that graphic.
No
He just
question.
wears that outfit. No, it's going to be fun, though. Overdrive to the house.
love it.
We're actually going to be out there for that game, so I'm looking forward to being a part of that one. Should be
And I'm just going to throw it out there, but what about a little marketing of that shirt? I mean, that shirt.
That's actually good. You mean the last one?
The one Luke was wearing.
Nobody's buying O-Dog jerseys. Probably could sell a few CFL. I always say the CFL needs more league-branded swag.
Yes.
Right? I can't go across the country wearing different colors of teams. Like, give me the logo. From on the run, why not? Takes it inside the 50 and then jumps out of bounds. Like that, those are the plays that he's going to have to continue to make here, right?
Well, he's got to keep it going, and they got to keep almost 3-down football for the fourth quarter here. Well, yeah, even with the spy, he just needs a little sliver of room, and then he outruns the angle of the spy.
That was a big guy there. And I was spying him, 6'4", 260. Crump's going to outrun most of those guys. Three options out to his wide side left. BC just sends three, gets it away. Pimpleton spins off the first tackle, not the second one. Williams makes the play. Pimpleton's second catch of this ball game.
Pimpleton made the big catch to the comeback last week to set up the touchdown to Gino Lewis. Got some speed. He can take the top off the defense.
14 different BC Lions have a tackle defensively in this game. Alway is not one of them.
Wow. That's unheard of.
Leads the league with 91. Doesn't have one yet in this one. Adeboboye, right up the middle, held on to, and taken down. He's provided a little bit of jump, actually, when they give him some touches in the second half there.
He's got fresh legs when he comes in. I mean, I'm going to go as far as to say that Daniel Adeboboye could be a feature back in the league. I think it's a good combo to have him and Williams stand back. Stanback may not return here tonight.
Yeah, Stanback is questionable to return to this game. Adeboboye, no question there. He's stuffed. And now we got Gino Lewis and Gary Peters getting into it.
There we go.
On the near sideline, had to be separated by an official. And the Lions defense comes over to calm down Mr. Peters.
You knew it would be a matter of time. This game wasn't going to go
boiling over, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Peters will line up across from Keelan White. They're going to go for it on third down. Pretty much have to. 3rd and 3. Pressure in his face. Gets it away. A completion down inside the 15 to Justin Hardy. His 7th catch of the ball game. And a clutch completion from Crump.
Yeah, and how about, we talked about throwing into the teeth of the blitz. This is exactly what Crum does. He knows he's going to take the hit. He steps into the throw, and pow, he gets hit, but completes with great accuracy. 16-yard gain and the first down.
24-28 for Dustin Crump, following up a career-high 301 last week. He's at 254 right now. Empty backfield, pressure in his face, flag flies as the ball was snapped, and the whistle will blow.
Procedure, Ottawa number 54 will go back 5 yards. It's still going to be first down.
That's the second one on Jacob Ruby in this ball game.
Meanwhile, Gino Lewis and Gary Peters are just, they're chatting it up, talking about what they're going to do after the game. How you guys, how you feeling? You know, how's the family? What's going on? You know, stuff like that.
I'm going to request a corner throw here from Crump, one-on-one, just to see how this plays out. I think as a nation, we need it.
I'm with you.
Ottawa needs it. They got to find some points here. 1st and 15. Crum gets it away. Hardy open inside the 10, down to the 5, and no further.
But got all that penalty yards back and then some. Getting a real manageable second down here and can get a first down, I believe, without scoring. Which can change the play call.
Already up to 97 yards. Addison's already at 132. Crum has a rushing touchdown in this game. One through the air. 8th play of this drive.
It's a long 3, though.
2nd and 3 from that BC Lion 5. They'll hand it off. Addison denied. Takes it down inside the 5. But 3rd down now looms for the visitors.
I always wonder how many times in these RPO type of plays that the quarterback gives it to the tailback, and then at the moment he does goes, oh, I should have kept it. Watch Crum on this. He's going to ride that dive a little bit, and then he gets outside. There was one tackler possible.
Looked like Josh Woods was there watching him.
Well, that's what he made the read off of, no question, but.
All right, here we go, 3rd and 2. RedBlacks, no excuses, got to find a way home. Crum, under pressure, take it down, Lions will get there. Dustin Crum runs out of time. Josh Woods in on this one. Crum needed the end zone. Not even close.
Talked earlier with Luke about gap integrity and not letting Crum escape. Watch how the Lions do exactly that on this blitz. Stop it here. So that B gap gone. C gap on the outside gone. Canceled. A gap canceled. A gap to the field canceled. B canceled on the outside and contained. Nowhere for Dustin Crum to use his legs and escape, and they just collapse on top of him.
Glenn, you just said it. That's a great job rushing. You nailed it, exactly what you're trying to teach right now. If you're Benavidez, your defensive coordinator, collapse the pocket with lane integrity. He's fired up right now, and to be honest, I think he's called a great game. Even the 19 points given up, I thought the players had plays to make plays to stop it. So I got to tip my cap to that man right there, because I think he's on tonight, and I'm telling you, he's about 10 yards away from me. He's been pretty fired up all night. He's having a good night.
He's always
having a good
fired
night.
up. Benny's always fired up. But his defense is allowed right now. We'll see how this one plays out. But they give up almost 30 points a game. Yeah. They're giving up 19 right now. There's still some time, but it's been one of their better games, I would think. Butler on the ground. Short pickup. We'll see if BC can pick up another first down. If they were to force me kick it away from here, it could be good field position for Ottawa. James Butler, really not required to be heavily involved tonight with the efficiency of Rourke getting the ball down the field.
And the time he's had to throw from the pocket. Really only seen him escape a couple of times tonight.
All 5 of Rourke's receivers have a catch of at least 12 yards or more in this ball game. 11 here will get him a first down. Rourke, far side, lays it out there. Big hit coming. Catch was made, and it will be for a first down. That's his running back, Butler, his first catch of the game.
Well, they put him out of the backfield and out to the wideout, and they want to know, Nathan Rourke pre-snap wants to know if they're playing zone or man, because if they're playing a zone concept, they're going to leave him the back to the flat and make him throw from deep in the pocket to the wide field and get it out there to his running back, and he does exactly that with a great throw for 11 yards and a new set of down.
And that's what they needed, right? They needed 11, got 11, and a fresh set as that clock ticks down towards 7 minutes. Rourke will move everybody over to his left. Tucks it in the belly of Butler. Butler finds some space. He's got a first down. What a burst from Butler after he got past that first level.
Yeah, ideally, Buck Pierce would like to just grind this game down now with the run game. And it's incumbent upon now Ottawa to fill those gaps and not allow running back or Nathan to escape.
Longest run of the game for Butler, goes for 13. Rourke is 2 yards shy of another 300-yard game. He's got 7 already this season.
With 10 starts.
Back to Butler. Huge hole. Upended, but a great pickup on first down once again.
This is the part the offensive line love. They love to have the lead so that they know we're going to run the ball, and they just fire off the football and go make contact. Chris Slugger's going to lead the way off the right side with a nice down block. But this is where the O-linemen they have a big smile on their face like they're at the buffet. They're in there going, yeah, let's just run it every single time. I'll find a guy, you find a guy, we'll knock him down.
Those guys go first at the buffet, right? That's how it works. You better let them go first. I think so. Good luck trying to sneak in ahead of an offensive line.
Problem is, if they go first, there might not be much.
Well, that's why I was wondering. It doesn't seem fair, but really no options. That'll be a first down. Quick hitter on the far side of the field. And Keon Hatcher is able to move the sticks.
Does that put Nathan Rourke over?
It does.
300 yards again. Rourke's on pace for 5,000 yards passing this year.
He's an automatic 300, right?
And I mean, with all due respect to Nick Dembski, Adiemi Berglund, Tavon Campbell, other great Canadians in the league that are having big years, I think you're looking at your outstanding Canadian at quarterback for the BC Lions.
Butler again. Contact at the 50 with Santos Knox. They'll give him 3 yards though.
But this is a team thing for the Lions because the offense has been there. I mean, we talked about this all night.
Yeah.
The offense has been there, and that's not been an issue.
They gain more yards than any team in the league.
Yeah, exactly. And they were leading in so many categories. The ones that Buck Pierce were concerned about, giveaway, takeaway, last in the league at -12. And not only penalties, that were adding up because they're 8th in the league in that category, but sometimes the timing of their penalties were just killing them.
Rourke back out to Butler. Spin move, trying to lunge ahead. The lunge would be enough for the first down, but I think they'll spot him back a yard on the play.
Maybe stepped out of bounds. Yeah.
James Butler drive here to seal this thing away.
This time he went to motion out to the flat there. Yeah, he stepped on the line.
TJ Colden with the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 1. And they're going to stay on the field here. Masoli will come out.
This Ottawa defense. We talked about how they played that soft zone in the first half.
They'll hand it off to Butler, up and over the pile. That's going to be close.
He got hit good there.
He did get hit good, didn't he? And I saw the official running in, sort of adjusted his line a bit when he was coming across.
That Santos Knox.
See where this spot is. Santos Knox says it's going to be Ottawa ball. And it is going to be Ottawa ball. RedBlacks defense might be too little too late, but they'll get the ball back at midfield. Butler tried to go up and over. He got up, couldn't get over.
James Butler has a touchdown when very similar play down on the goal line like this, but this time, when you as a tailback go up over the top like that, it looks cool. It often works. It worked earlier in the game for James Butler, but Javon Santos Knox meets him in the hole, and the problem with it is you can't keep driving those legs. You're now airborne.
Open yourself up to some punishment. That's what Butler did there. Ottawa will get the ball back. Down 19. Crum gets it away. Adeboboye stops. Looks like he'll be just short of a first down. A rare bright spot for that Ottawa defense. tonight, the turnover on downs late. Welcome back to BC. A couple of local boys, Keelan White, Jackson Finley. For more on that connection, let's send it back down to Farhan Lalji.
Yeah, guys, this two-game series between these two teams isn't the first time these two young men have played against one another, but you got to go back a ways. From the 2010 to 2014 range, they played in North Vancouver in the GSL, the Gordon Sturridge League. Afterwards, they went different ways. Their paths took them to U.S. College for White, Western Ontario for Finley, also different high schools and things like that. Their fathers have also stayed in touch, Anthony Finley and Richard White. The two men have got some suites that they've brought a number of fans here for a reunion. They played in Saskatchewan for the Riders together, also played in the Vancouver Men's Flag League, and both men are still giving back to the football community here in BC. Anthony trains a number of football players at his facility at Level 10 Fitness, and Richard is the head coach of Team BC, so both giving back, both still connected to these young men. They're cheering to both. And by the way, the commissioner of that GSL, Dustin, is sitting next to you.
Not the commish, but I did play in the GSL. Yeah, and I actually, Keelan's dad, Richard, was a teammate in Saskatchewan, and Richard was a linebacker, and I can tell you, Keelan is way faster. Like, I mean, and can actually catch the ball. Keelan White has fit right into the starting lineup here in Ottawa. He hasn't looked out of place at all.
Yeah, stepping in right out of the draft this year. And on cue, they go right to him, perfect timing. And he breaks a couple of tackles, so it'll be just short of a first down.
31 catches coming in, 358 yards, and that's the first step when you're a rookie. Just don't look out of place. Don't look like the stage is too big for you. The spotlight too bright, and he hasn't at all.
Crum moving things around as we tick down inside 2 minutes. Second and short, driven back. Hallway went up and over, grabbed him. Still think it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, I think
they didn't need much.
Forward progress. Take a look at the play, but Keelan White, you know, fitting into this starting lineup in Ottawa really nicely, and boy, are they talking highly of Jackson Finley for the BC Lions. 7 special team tackles. He's playing on all the teams.
16th overall. Oh, 2025. Oh, a rough ride indeed there.
Is that
Matthew Betts?
Is that another one? Is that 4 for Betts tonight?
That's 4 for him tonight.
He loves that sprinter stance. Slaps the hands away of Dino Boyd and is home.
He has doubled his season total tonight. Has 4 coming in, 4 tonight, 7 tonight as a team. It's been a rough ride for Crum. Now he's got to find 19 more here. Second and 19. Steps up, takes off, and he'll be stopped at the 30. Got about 15 yards there. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Ottawa will host Winnipeg in their next game. The Bombers losing to Hamilton earlier tonight.
These are huge East-West games because of the crossover implications.
Are they ever?
And they find 4 yards. Crum gets it away down the field, incomplete. And that will be a turnover on downs, and the BC Lions comfortably on top, 38-19. All right, time now to dish out Wilson's game ball. Luke, what do you got?
I mean, last week I got jammed a little bit, guys, because I gave it to the D-line, and I forgot that the crumb back was a possibility. I think I'm safe tonight. It's going to this man right here, Nathan Rourke. The stat line is ridiculous. Extremely efficient. He's 21 of 26, 308, 1 passing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns, 36 yards. He's been a leader out here. He's protected the football. I'm right behind BC's bench. He's been very, very vocal with the guys. He's had everybody rolling all night. It's been pretty much flawless. There's been a few small things here and there, but it's been a great night for Nathan. I don't even like giving game balls to quarterbacks, gentlemen. I'd rather give it to some grinders, but you can't deny it.
You have to do it tonight.
Yes, this guy he's been electric. It's been fun to watch.
There's no option tonight. It's been Nathan Rourke. His 8th 300-yard game, 81% completion percentage. Just a near perfect game from Nathan Rourke. All right, and now, as we were dishing out the game ball, there's been a challenge for roughing the passer. Let's give you a look at it here. Did you see some head movement? Let's watch right here. Let's see. Right there. Hand to the head. Should be pretty apparent, but let's find out what Ben Major has to say.
Ottawa challenged the last play for roughing the passer. Upon further review, there was roughing the passer. BC number 90 will go up 15 yards. It's going to be first down for Ottawa.
There's been some, you know, I'll call them controversial roughing the passer calls last week and now this week. I think that one will be in the topic of discussion as well. In that, by the standard of the rule now in today's football, it is a penalty. If you hit the quarterback in the head, it's a penalty.
And that is what happened.
Yeah, and I'm talking the C.J. Rivas hit.
Yeah. C.J. Rivas not happy with his punishment. Crump looking around, checks it down. Out of Aboye, and he stopped at the 10. Dustin Crum last week set a new career high with 301 passing yards. He's at 294 right now. One more completion here to get him into the end zone, be another career high in back-to-back weeks.
I think
finding a groove through the air here a little bit.
I think this is going to be a guy that we're going to watch for some time. I really do. I think his passing game has come along in a big way.
4 options to his left. Hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete.
Pressure's coming from the outside.
That was an eye.
And, you know, he put together some nice first half drives, but I think this is the best game defensively for the BC Lions all season, top to bottom. They put a full game together, whether they give up the score here or not.
3rd down for the RedBlacks. Crump dumps it off, trying to find the end zone. Out of Aboye, and he's in. Late touchdown for Ottawa. Good work from Ada Aboye. Stretch it out.
Say he was on the 1 yard line. Looked like the knee touch just before the ball broke the plane.
Looks like they're gonna mark him down at the 1 yard line because of that shin.
Upon automatic review by the replay center, it was deemed the ball carrier was down at the 1 yard line. It's going to be first down for Ottawa at the 1 yard line.
But it will be a first down at the 1.
Lions got a big play on defense and a score by Deontay Williams.
Quarterback keeper, end zone, touchdown Ottawa, so they do get it done.
Best game of the season from Matthew Betts. I think that goes without saying. A couple newcomers made an impact. Levi Bell, he had that penalty, but didn't look out of place.
We also mentioned Bradley and I a couple of times.
Yep. This is the stretch drive, and you mentioned the standings, especially for the last spots in the playoffs and the divisions, but also the crossover possibilities are crazy.
BC has a huge game next week in Calgary.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at those crossover standings after this two-point attempt. And a nice catch from Hardy, who quietly had a pretty good night. 9 catches, 97 yards. Had a touchdown earlier. Strong hands on this one. That'll give him a 100-yard game. That's his 3rd of the year. Both he and Addison with their 3rd 100-yard games of the year. A new career high for Dustin Crum. He's at 300. And Crum is 30 of 35.
Yeah.
For 307 yards. 30 of 35 for Dustin Crum.
This is a new career high for him.
Yeah, again.
You know, and I know that there's not been a whole bunch of starts. We're talking 19 now in his career. So he's just barely done a full season over the last couple of years. But I see great growth in Dustin Crum as a passer, and we know what he can do with his legs. So he's got a bright future. Buck Pierce doesn't look comfortable just yet, even though there's only 33 seconds left. I got the hands team out there now. I know, I guarantee you on that.
Ottawa did recover one earlier, but then went 2 and out. It kind of blew any momentum that they would have had earlier in the half. Ward will hang this one up high. And Gino Lewis got a hand on it. There's flags on the play. And Addison is down. He is hurt. Addison is down.
Illegal kick out of bounds. Ottawa number 10. It's going to be BC's ball at the 41-yard line.
So it will be a BC Lions ball. Ooh. That's Seven McGee, who's the kick returner.
Yeah, that's a blind shot. I know when your offense against defense, you can't come back towards your own line of scrimmage and take that blind shot. No penalty flag. Crackback, basically.
BC Lions had dropped 2 in a row. 2 and 4 in their last 6. But not tonight. They lead by 11. Let's take a look at the crossover standings right now.
Get your calculator out. Start to look at the schedules and what's coming up for these teams.
Timeout, Ottawa.
But Saskatchewan with the win clinches a playoff spot. They'll play tomorrow against Montreal. They have the season series against the Lions. The crossover wide open. The Argos on a bit of a move. Montreal's got to snap a losing streak, or losing skid, I should say. Hamilton with the win tonight. The Bombers don't have that 3rd spot locked up.
Far from it. Far from
any stretch.
They'll give it back. Push it straight ahead down inside the 40. Kick it.
So Ottawa's in the chase position. They've got Winnipeg and then Sask next. That's what Bob Dice has on the table coming up. They are hosting both. So 2 home games. See about the status of Drew Brown and whether or not he'll be ready to return. And the Lions, as you mentioned, got Calgary and then Toronto.
Bob Dice watching on. You saw Rick Campbell in there as well. Of course, Rick, many years here in BC.
We have to reset the game clock at 22 seconds and the play clock at 20 seconds, please. 22.
Drew Brown got hurt in that Winnipeg game a few weeks back. But prior to that, in his 2 starts, just to remind Ottawa fans, they were wins against Calgary and Toronto, I believe. And then they definitely have the weapons offensively. He was throwing for 300 and at times 400 yards before injured in the Winnipeg game.
He's 2-5, I think, in his 7 starts. Crum will go to 2-3 now on the year.
BC
They've
timeout,
not really been able to figure out.
3 seconds left on the game clock.
But it was
consistent winning recipe,
But it was those last 2 before he got hurt in the Winnipeg game. Crum took over there. But the Lions get a full team win here. I mean, yes, the player of the game, and I couldn't agree more with Luke that it's Nathan Rourke, and he was dealing it out tonight. I mean, it was outstanding, his level of excellence. But it was a team win, because that was the best effort, start to finish, for this BC Lion defense I've seen all year.
Team win, probably the best way to describe this one. Crum's numbers actually ended up being more impressive than Nathan Rourke's when it was all said and done. But Nathan Rourke was near perfect for the majority of this football game.
So Rourke got him in college at Kent when he was at Kent State. Crum got him last week in the big comeback. Bragging rights to Nathan Rourke, at least for now.
A rare punt in this game for BC. Pimpleton will take it at the 5, and he'll step out of bounds, and that will do it. 38-27, your final, a much-needed victory for the BC Lions, who now improve to 500 at home on the year with a record of 3-3. They could not be stopped in the first half of this football game. And after that, it was too late for the Ottawa RedBlacks. Nathan Rourke goes 21-26, 308 yards of the touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns as well. And BC gets their revenge in the second half of a home-and-home with the Ottawa RedBlacks. That will do it for us. For Farhai Lalji, Luke Wilson, Glenn Suter, I am Dustin Nielsen. Good night from Vancouver.
Hello there, Canada. Welcome inside Sports Center alongside Jermaine Franklin. I'm Lindsay Hamilton, and let's start with some Friday night football, shall we? Begin with the Bombers in Hamilton visiting the Tiger Cats, and Winnipeg really trying to get things going, trying to avoid a 3rd straight loss without veteran quarterback Zach Collaros, who remains sidelined with that head injury. And then the Tabbies trying to pad their lead atop the East.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Tabbies, they were playing for more than just a good result, Lindsay. They were playing in honor of their late general manager, Ted Godiva. All right, the Ticats announced early Friday morning that their general manager, Ted Godiva, passed away after a battle with cancer. Gavaya also spent time in both the Argonauts and Blue Bombers organizations, winning 3 Grey Cups. The Ticats had already planned a Team Ted night even before the tragic news. There was a moment of silence before the game, as well as a ceremony during the game that ended with a huge ovation in his honor. To the game, Zach Collaros out with a neck injury, so Chris Streveler gets the start. And on the opening drive, Streveler picked off by Jamal Peters, who takes it inside the 10-yard line. Ticats would score on the next play, 7-zip Hamilton early, but later in the quarter, on a 3rd and short, Ticats get caught subbing players, and Streveler finds Carrick Wheatball for the easiest touchdown of his career. Take another look. The Ticats completely lose Wheatball during their substitutions. Wheatball alerts Streveler. That ties it back up at 7. All right, let's go late second quarter. Bombers now down 13-10. Streveler rolls out, and he gets picked off again. This one to Deshaun Amos. Streveler throws his second pick of the half. Meanwhile, Amos had a heartfelt message on the sideline app.
Prepare to fight the next possession.
And off that interception, Bo Levi Mitchell to Tim White for the score. Ticats up 20-10 at the break. Now, a scary moment in the 4th. While sacking Streveler, rookie linebacker Devin Versa collides hard with his teammate. This year's second overall pick was carted off the field. Thankfully, Scott Milanovic said post-game that he saw Versa moving his arms and legs. Under 3 to go, Ticats up 13. Greg Bell runs it in to put this to bed as the Ticats win on an emotional night.
It means a lot for Ted. You know, this is the team that he put together piece by piece. He met with every single person, had a conversation with every single person, and made sure they were the right guy to be in the locker room, right? Not just the most talented, but he wanted to put together a team that was going to work together, you know, for the common good. And I mean, he did it. We got a team that loves each other, and we're thankful for him because you know, without him, we just wouldn't be a team together.
That was the toughest day of my professional career. I knew how I felt and the emotions I was going through since I learned about this at 7 o'clock, and I could see that they felt the same way. I mean, it was somber, it was hard, the way they battled in a difficult situation today. So we know he was watching.
Elsewhere in the CFL, Nathan Rourke and the Lions were hosting the RedBlacks after blowing a 17-point second-half lead to those same RedBlacks a week ago. Now, BC has scored 30-plus points in 5 straight games, but they are just 2 and 3 in that stretch. Let's see how Friday night went down. It's Lions opening possession. Rourke connects with Justin McInnes, breaks a few tackles, and he's on the way to a 22-yard gain. Now, McInnes had a game-high 7 catches for 148 yards and a score against the RedBlacks last week. BC at the goal line, 3rd down, and James Butler airborne for the score. The league's leading rusher with his league-leading 11th TD, 7 zip Lions early. And next, BC possession.
Last week, Rourke can't find anybody, in trouble, escapes, and now he's on the run to his right. He's got a little bit of space, looking for a block, takes it down inside the 20 before he steps out of bounds.
The CFL leading rusher amongst quarterbacks, showing off the elusiveness. Next play, Rourke to Keon Hatcher. He'll break a tackle, and then he just powers his way into the end zone. Hatcher, just 2 touchdowns over his last 8 games. Rourke's 20th TD pass, making it 14-3. He started 10 for 10. So after Rourke punched in a sneak to make it 21-13, Rourke runs another one in on the ground. Incredible first half from Rourke. Completes 12 of 13 passes with over 240 total yards and 3 total touchdowns dialed in. The RedBlacks down 31-13 in the 3rd. Dustin Crum trying to spark another Crum back. Sacked, fumbles. Deontay Williams scoops that up, makes a move on Crum, and he runs it back for the major. Crum sacked 7 times, 4 by Matthew Betts. Crum sacked 7 times the last 2 games combined.
Ouch.
Yeah, BC scoring 30-plus points the 7th time in their last 8 games and avoid another Crum back. 38-27 is your final. So let's take a look at your standings. BC pulling level with Winnipeg for 3rd in the West. However, the Bombers do hold that tiebreaker over the Lions. And despite sitting top of the East, Hamilton picking up just its 3rd home win of the season. And yes, the Tabbies are trying to win the East for the first time since 2019. With plenty more, we say hello to Laura Dykin.
Join alongside Enoch Mwamba as well as Davis Sanchez and Milt Stiegel. So no Crum back this time. A huge sigh of relief from the BC Lions, who've had some issues closing out games as of late. This team looked like a team on a mission right from the hop, and it was Nathan Rourke right in the center of things. No real surprise, and what an outstanding game he had, Davis.
Yeah. This guy is playing MVP football. There's no question. There's nothing he can't do. In the first half, he had 1 incompletion. They did not punt the ball. And Nathan Rourke's come back, and when he came back last year, he wasn't playing at the level that he was when he left. But I will tell you what, right now, if I'm anybody in the West, I don't want to see the BC Lions. Because if this defense even has any semblance of getting some stops, they will be tough to knock out in the playoffs. Nathan is a one-man wrecking crew right now. He makes all the throws. He's a great athlete, and he's leading this team. I mean, Laura, we talked about it earlier on. They've had 30-plus points in 5 games in a row. 3 of those games, the defense let them down. But tonight, they got the stops when they needed to, and you can just see the confidence. I don't think when this offense goes on the field, I don't think anybody thinks they can they will get stopped, and that's the sign of a good offense when they're rolling, and they're rolling right now.
And it was the Lions getting the win in the second game of our doubleheader. In game number 1, it was the Hamilton Tiger Cats getting their second straight win. And, you know, earlier in the season, it was all about the passing game, rightfully so, with Bo Levi Mitchell, Kenny Lawler and company kind of throwing the ball in the aerial attack at will. But in the last 2 games, we've noticed that the offense has kind of gone with a more balanced attack. So on Friday's game, for example, 28 passes, 27 runs. Just how important is it for this team to find that balance as we kind of go into the playoffs?
Well, Laura, it's extremely important, especially heading down this stage in the season where, you know, you're thinking playoffs and you got to have a running game at this stage in the season. We know what Bo Levi Mitchell can do. We know what this Hamilton Tiger Cats team has in Kenny Lawler and the rest of those receiving core. But this is what they were missing, and having Greg Bell play the way that he has the last couple of weeks is exactly what the doctor would have prescribed for this team. The 156 yards last week, which would have been his first 100-yard game, and 137 tonight. That's exactly what they needed. Look, when you talk about a playoff team, and especially this late in the season, it's not just about winning games. It's about improving and becoming a better team. And if they want to be a better team and a team that pushes down the stretch, they have to have a running game, and they're displaying that the last couple of weeks.
On the other side of things, a costly loss, Milt, for the Bombers here, especially with the Lions getting the win on Friday. Now these two teams are tied on points for 3rd place in the West. So where does Winnipeg go from here?
They better go and get a victory. That's what they need to do. As you mentioned, the Lions, they're both 6-7. If Edmonton wins their next game, they're all 6-7. So there's a problem for these Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They thought Chris Trevor can come in and lead them to victory. That wasn't the case. They needed him to make big plays, and that's just not his style of play. So this team is in a bind right now. I can't remember the last time where they were in this part of the season. They were below 500. So this team has to find a way to dig themselves out of this hole. Their next game against Ottawa, we know Ottawa's going to be hungry. We know Ottawa's trying to avoid being in that 3rd spot because there's a good chance that the 4th team in the West is going to cross over. So these Winnipeg Blue Bombers got to find a way to get a victory. 3 losses in a row. Not in a good position right now, but we'll see if they can dig themselves out of this hole.
Saturday, we could see our first team make the playoffs. The Saskatchewan Roughriders facing that scenario. A win over Montreal, they're in. An Edmonton loss coupled with that Winnipeg loss, they're in as well. So we'll just wait and see as, yes, the home stretch of the regular season is in sight.
And speaking of Saturday, we've got a CFL doubleheader on TSN to wrap up Week 15. FanDuel has the Argos as a 3.5-point favorite at home to the Elks. Now, Toronto won back-to-back games for their bye, while Edmonton, the best record in the league since Week 10, 4-1. And that is followed up by the Riders, favored by more than a touchdown at home to the Alouettes.